yet, you know, they slip through the cracks. Now, these are very delicate lighters. They're made of aluminum, they're anodized, and they didn't wear well. Most of them you find today are deteriorated. I bought this collection because it was mint pristine, a salesman's sample set, and that it represented the best of what Elgin American was. And of course, everybody's familiar. You can get the really nice things that people are melting right now because you can buy them so cheap, but they're solid sterling silver. Then all of the different, you know, artistic anodized designs, and nobody sees them. They're part of the blur, you know. And Guy and I talked about it a long time ago about collecting being a blur. That you can walk right past something and go back, and you walk right past it again. It takes 10 times. You have to go through this room 100 times before you're going to go, wow, I didn't see that. Nobody saw the mink lighter. I know it.
I did.
Well, I pointed it out earlier.
I collect those.
Yeah, but, and then, you know, the other thing, the historical thing, I'll just finish up here, you know, and then we'll ask some questions. I wanted to show everybody, you know, talking about the art. This is Debbie's collection. She can't be with us today. She wanted me to say hi to everybody. She's suffering pretty badly these days, but, you know, the wonderful art in engraving. And Debbie started collecting these book lighters that are all engraved. Some of them are, I'm going to hand this one around, but just look at the magnificent artistry in engraving. And so some lighters, you know, they can be pretty plain until they get into the hands of a craftsman, and you start seeing the real artistry of, you know, brilliant craftsmanship. And I love this stuff. Hand me this one here, Richie, that wooden one there. This is artistry in a similar fashion. You know, you get trench art. This is World War II trench art. And this is a fully automatic case lighter that when you open it, let's see here if I can remember, you'd open it, and all handmade, probably of airplane parts, and obviously from Africa, and then when you close it, it was an automatic. So a guy off in Africa during World War II, nothing better to do than create this this lighter that it was pushing real hard, Richie. You should take a shot. There you go. But you look at the artistry of it, and then finally, I just talked about trench art a little bit and the connections. You know, when I met Mike Beatty, his dad was a big trench art lighter collector, and I was just blown away because the guy showed up at a lighter show in, I think it was Chicago or maybe it was St. Louis. He had just cases filled with trench art. It was like, holy cow. Up till then, we knew Warren Gerber, who was a collector up in Ohio, in Pittsburgh, was it Ohio? Yeah, Cleveland, Ohio, and Warren liked these. I did a lot of trading with Warren in the early days. In fact, I got some of this paperwork from the Stockwell Company in trade for trench art, because for me, the trench art, but I started doing the exploration into the history. Did you know that the Crown Prince did this lighter? This is a famous lighter. Everybody knows this lighter. You know, he was exiled. He didn't die in World War I. He went on and died of old age in exile. Not that he only started the war. He got to live out his life years later with the story of the Crown Prince and the alliance between the French and the end of the carrier pigeon and the beginnings of, you know, the New World folk and I can't even remember all the personalities who were part of the war immortalized in trench art. Then down to the custom art pieces that were made by Coelho in the trenches, Coelho, the story of them. And so, anyway, that pretty much sums up my collection. Anybody got any questions or anything?
Amazing, Mr. O Key. Amazing.